Church of South India came into formation on September 27, 1947. It was the same year that India as a nation attained independence from the British colonial rule. The Church of South India, with its base in the 5 southern states of India, namely Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and Jaffna in Sri Lanka, is blessed with rich cultural and natural heritage. South Indian culture, though with its visible differences, forms an important part of Indian culture. Its exuberating landscapes to ever-flowing rivers are not just a home for millions of people, but also a wide variety of flora and fauna. Its enchanting styles of rock architecture and the elaborate dance forms of South India, known for its grace and divinity, accompanied by the variety of music and literary genres reaching back to over 2,000 years, are unprecedentedly noticeable. The CSI is acclaimed to be a missionary church, has always from its inception has engaged herself in God's mission through various ways and forms in this land of South India and beyond. Being inspired by the words of Jesus Christ as recorded in the Gospel of John chapter 17 verse 21, that they all may be one. The church, though an amalgamation of 4 different missional traditions, serves the nation with the oneness of mind and heart through its pilgrim journey from past 70 years. With a huge population of over 4 million believers, 15,000 congregations, 3,200 ordained pastors, 3,500 missionaries, 70 academic, professional and training institutes, 220 pre-universities, 180 child care centers, 214 institutes on higher education, 104 hospitals and clinics, caters not just to Christians but to the people of all faiths, and especially the poor, weak and the marginalized, making it truly missional in nature. We at the Church of South India believe that the youth are the best agents of change. We acknowledge their spontaneous zeal for values like justice, peace and equality, filled with never-ending newness and curiosity, with the intention to raise young leaders and equip them towards discipleship and missional congregations. The officers of the Synod, along with the Synod Youth Board, propose to mobilize and gather the young people of CSI in and through a Synod Youth Festival named Kraista Yuva Jatrotsava, a Christian youth pilgrimage and celebration from Karimnagar to Kanyakumari. This festival enabled them to know each other's context, celebrate diversities and build bridges to become missional in their thinking and to become an integral part of the mission and ministry of the church. The festival aimed to help the youth become aware of God as revealed in Jesus Christ, to respond to Christ in a personal commitment of faith, and to follow God's will in the full meaning of church membership and Christian discipleship. It also aimed to provide an opportunity for young people to showcase their varying talents and knowledge to the members of the community and the nation at large. It also aimed to empower the young people on various relevant contextual issues and promoting the spirit of positive competition and cooperation among themselves. The festival also aimed to help the youth develop a theology and a rationale for being Christian in a world of religious pluralism and multiple identities. It also aimed to equip them towards a strong Christian witness in the public sphere of life, in building their capacities for civil services and leadership at various levels. Pre-assemblies and preparatory celebrations were conducted in all the dioceses from Karimnagar to Kanyakumari to mobilize young people for this final celebration at Madhya Kerala Diocese. Rallies, Seminars and Bible studies were organized during these preparatory celebrations to raise the awareness on missional discipleship and leadership. After the completion of these pre-Yuva Jatras, the finale, where 2,000 young people from all the CSI dioceses gathered under one roof for 3 days, was a huge celebration. Inspirational talks from the church leaders, theologians and experts on various issues among the youth paved way for a raised consciousness and commitment. Workshops on various issues, competitions, cultural programs, music and art campaigns, and a rally for solidarity was held, where campaigns such as Youth Against Addiction and Abuse, Commitment for Girl Child, Ecology, Care for the Elderly, and so on were mainstreamed. Now, after this event, the participation of the young people in the church and its mission has become more integral and organized. A huge network of knowing each other and their context is happening through the platform of social media, where they are connected across barriers and boundaries. Many youngsters have taken up the task of taking this vision to the grassroots communities by mobilizing more youth programs at their church level. It has paved way for committing themselves towards justice and peace issues. 500 young people have pledged their commitment towards building peace in local capacities and are being trained. Young pastors have come forward in joining hands with the Synod to establish migrant student chaplaincy ministry through Mitra in the education institutions of CSI. An academy to train young people for civil services is being set up to educate and empower the acumen of youth who aspire to be civil servants. Work camps in engaging with the marginalized communities and being in their midst is making them more vibrant disciples of Christ and missional in their thinking. As the follow-up of Christa Yuva Jatrotsava, 4 seminars on capacity building will be conducted in 4 regions based on the themes such as the role of Christian youth in nation building, youth leadership, training on integrity and spirituality towards building missional congregations. In an attempt to mainstream diaconia in the form of missional congregations, the Board of Seva, Social Empowerment, Vision and Action, facilitates various projects and programs. Gender Equity Enabling Timetable. GEET facilitates local congregations on gender equity, including compliance of CSI institutions to sexual harassment of women at workplace. It also helps men understand masculinity through its Positive Masculinities study program. Through the Girl Child campaign, children in local congregations are facilitated to help older people to understand the peculiarities surrounding their context and worldviews in order that church, hitherto a domain of the older people, will henceforth be child-friendly churches. Their inputs will form the basis of a child protection policy of the Church of South India. Through this Girl Child campaign, 64 local congregations, one each in 64 revenue districts of the 5 southern states, were being trained to be nodal agencies in promoting child rights, facilitating compliance to different child rights and legal frameworks, and monitoring and reporting through the government helpline number 1098. Over 2,000 young people from different local congregations have been oriented on techniques of building local capacities for peace under LCP. In the year 2017, 500 of them are being trained as local ambassadors of building local capacities for peace to commemorate the 500th anniversary of Reformation captured in Protestant tradition in the educational ministries of the church, and now moving on to the transformation of society. Women Dare, Women, Dalit and Adivasi Rural Entrepreneurship is an offering of the CSI to the ongoing global and Asian discourse on new international financial and economic architecture, the NIFIA. The devastating Chennai floods in the year 2015 and the destructive Varta cyclone in 2016 brought to fore the spontaneity of the local congregation with regard to disaster response. This spontaneity resulted in over 10,000 households being provided with immediate relief, and more than 200 families helped to renovate and rebuild their damaged houses. The accompaniment of victims still continues. The church is also motivated to accompany transgenders, both transitioning as women as well as men, in order that their dignity and rights are upheld in the society, their skills in different fields of public space is affirmed, and a greater integration takes place in their families, their neighborhood, and the society at large. Disha, the CSI Disability Intervention in Solidarity and Holistic Accompaniment, has given a new direction to the church in terms of being included into the world of people with disability. The threefold focus of Disha include accessibility, promoting theological discourse on being disability as diversity, and networking CSI institutions for people with disabilities and those involved in specialized sectors for people with disabilities. These are the programs under CSI Seva which are working towards missional congregations. The Department of Pastoral Concerns. Church of South India is committed towards transformation and emancipation of the congregations through a holistic approach to mission. The Department of Pastoral Concerns takes active role in developing missional congregations by equipping pastors who will in turn ensure that the local congregations become life-affirming and inclusive communities. The department, through varied programs on leadership and stewardship, through Lenten retreats, the clergy, particularly those serving the rural congregations, ordained women, are equipped to serve the congregations effectively. Institute of Pastoral Management is a unique program by the department that train pastors to address the issues the church and the congregations face in their context. The department has constituted pastoral commissions to envisage new approach to the ministry and mission of the church. The proposals from the commissions are charted as the priorities for missional engagements. It is a felt need to reaffirm the importance and relevance of worship and liturgy in today's context. The department aims to revisit our worship and liturgy that helps people not only to experience closer fellowship, but also to be challenged to be transformed. Secondly, as the values in the family are eroding due to many external factors leading to separation that affects the individual's children and the congregation, the department aims to train the pastors in premarital counseling and postmarital counseling so that the institution of family is protected and society will have a formidable foundation. Besides, the department conducts pedagogical workshops to make our Christian education more relevant and effective. While the Synod prepares the child protection policy, the department aims to permeate it to every Sunday school so that the churches become child-friendly churches and children become aware of forms of abuse and their rights to be protected. Thus, the department becomes the catalyst to develop missional congregations that are renewed and transformed.